speaking the truth.
We're taking up space.
Breaking the silence on menstruation.
This is the Red Dog Podcast.
Living first, stay fresh and clean. Nips are lies, you are a queen. Zero shame, oh yeah, shine so bright. Period power, own your light. Period power, own your light.
Hi, girls.
Hi.
My name is Michelle, and with me in the studio today are
Louisa, Rukaya,
and Rachel. Welcome to
The Red Dog Podcast.
Wow, I'm so excited. Yes, I am. I'm really, really excited.
Yes.
So, welcome back to the Red Dog Podcast, a Girls' Voices podcast series where we talk about all things menstrual health, hygiene, and dignity with no shame, no silence. Today's episode is titled Periods and Poverty, Access to Sanitary Products in Nigeria. And trust me, this topic is a big one.
Yes, girl, it's indeed a big one.
We're diving into the tough realities of period poverty, what it looks like, who it affects, and how it keeps many girls from living fully, especially when it comes to school, confidence, and sadly, health. So, let's get into it.
Of course. First, we can't talk about period poverty if we don't know what it means.
Sure.
Now, period poverty means not having access to safe, hygienic, and affordable menstrual products. And believe me, the sad truth is, this is the daily struggle of most girls in Nigeria, both those living in rural areas.
Even in town as well.
Thank you. Now, this is not just about hygiene. It's about human rights, dignity, and equal opportunity. So today, girls, are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Real questions. Believe me when I say the real questions. Questions like, why is something as natural as menstruation still a barrier?
I can give a possible answer for that.
Okay, girl.
So I read this article about this lady when she was sharing her first menstrual experience. She came from a struggling family. So you see, but menstrual products weren't so available to her. Her parents were not able to provide. The school she went to also could not provide. Most schools in the town, actually NGOs normally come where they share menstrual products, but it was not available in the school where she went to or her community. So you see, she had no access to pads, which meant that you see she had to miss a lot of school because she could not actually handle. So yes,
Yeah, I believe that would be really challenging for her.
yes,
And very difficult.
she had to be missing school. She had to start staying at home. By that time, she began missing school work. Things began piling up. Days turned to weeks, weeks turned to months. She had missed a lot in school. Even after when she had grown older, she recounted those days as one of the most difficult phases of her life.
Imagine.
For me, I feel for her, it would be really, really difficult. And for she growing with that mentality that, there was a point in time in my life where I had to suffer, permit me to use that word, where I had to you relate to what I'm saying, where you had to have a difficult moment in your life and you had to take drastic and risking measures.
Yeah, and you have to risk your education knowing you have the right access to sanitary products.
So, girls, what do you think we can do to change that? And believe me, as for me, I feel we need to change our mindset. Our mindset needs to be changed. You need to know that, you are menstruating, it is natural. This is not something you caused for yourself. This is not something that you ask God to give you. Yes. This is not something you ask God to give you. God decided to give you this as a gift. So, girls,
I feel one of the things that is making this a barrier is that it's not taught in schools. I didn't know what menstruation was. I didn't learn that in school. Right?
To be honest with you, I didn't even know how to count my period cycle in school.
You can imagine.
Can you imagine that?
You have to go online.
It's not treated as a topic or as a part of your school curriculum.
And even though it wants to, taught in school. It's under puberty and
Yeah,
it's just listed. They don't
just
really
brought
break it
through
down for us.
Just like Michelle said, if at all we can bring this into an enlightenment program for on menstruation being the topic, it will be very important because we won't just brush through it. We'll go through all the aspects of it.
Yes, and teachers should really take this seriously and break it down for us.
yes.
And it should be taught as a subject, not just listed down. Because many girls don't even understand that when it comes, then it's at like shock.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I was very shocked. I was like, is this what it is? You know, I was so scared about it.
And believe me, if you had the right information, you wouldn't be shocked. You
Yes, you
instead,
know
you'll
that
be
it's
happy.
natural.
Yes, you'll be happy and say, oh, this is natural. It has come to stay. I embraced it.
And we're supposed to be girls are supposed to be happy about it coming, but because we don't even understand what it is, then it comes as confusion. We don't know what exactly this is. Then you now feel, what's happening to my body? Am I something wrong?
I'm injured. That's the most common excuse that people say. I'm injured.
I wished I was well informed about this menstruation before time. Okay, what does period poverty even look like? Have you ever asked yourself, what are some risky or creative measures girls take during their period? Have you ever thought about it, brushed through it, maybe when you're thinking, stuff like that?
Girl, to be sincere with you, I know of someone who had to sew socks together.
Wow. Oh my God. Like, first time I'm hearing about that.
Are meant to be worn on the foot, not to be.
Yes. But because they don't have right access to sanitary products, that's why they have to now use those things, right?
Yes.
Because if they don't have, then they have to stick with what they can afford.
And you know, you using that socks is like you're opening yourself to more diseases because you're trying to avoid skin irritation, you're trying to avoid infections. Meanwhile, you're using things that will cause that skin irritation and infection. It's like you falling from the frying pan to the fire.
But the thing is that it's not their fault, you know?
Yeah,
It's what they can afford, what they have. That's why it's period poverty.
Yeah.
So they can't afford those things. That's why they have to be forced to use socks. Even I have a friend, she has to use clothes. And her family or she personally doesn't have enough money to have access to detergent, because detergents are also essential.
Yes.
Soaps are essential. So those things also add up to the cost as well, aside from pads alone.
You're
So
right.
also clean the clothes.
You know, permit me to say it's not just about you using the clothes, it's how you take care
clean
of
it,
it.
how you
You
take
know,
care
you
of
have
it.
to sun dry it. You need to use hot water to wash it. You need to
Keep
make
it
sure
clean.
you iron
Yes.
to heal the germs, and that's like a long
Process. Imagine yourself in a place where there is no clean water, no private space to change, and I'm guessing your pad is filled up. And you're about to enter a class where you're supposed to have tests for all the tests you have been missing, something like a makeup test, something like that. You know what I'm saying right now? Imagine yourself.
And maybe you have your pad, but there's no private space, right?
Or clean water. What would you do? Entering a class full with how many people looking at you as you're entering?
I'll go back home, and then it now causes me to miss my test, but I have no choice.
Yes, because you may end up not doing anything. It's like you saying, oh, you have the pad, there's no place to change, or there's place to change, but you don't have the pad.
Exactly. And even in my school, we have a toilet, but it's always locked. Because
Same as me.
and because many students mess the toilet up, so the situation also falls back to the students. They don't take care of the toilets well. If it was taken care of, then girls will have a right space to go and change, to take care of themselves. And also, there's no water, there's no detergent. Some schools don't even have bins in the toilets to use to even trip. Because if you go to my school, my school, if you go to my school, when you go to the back of the toilets, I'm very sure Rukaya can relate, right?
Yes.
When you go to the back of the toilet, you see a lot of used pads. And it is very embarrassing.
Thank you.
Boys can clean the girls' toilets in my school, but because of that situation, boys are no longer allowed to go and clean the toilet. So imagine all the boys now come late to school. Then you have no choice. You have to go and bring girls from their classrooms that actually came early.
Clean their toilet.
Because there's no private space to change. then they have to throw away. There's no even bins
to properly dispose of it. I'm talking about a school in the capital of
Yes, imagine.
Yeah.
in
Imagine
the
in
business
rural
district.
areas.
Then imagine rural areas such as Kano, Katsina,
I'm sorry.
Borno.
The
Imagine
Zamfara.
them what they face.
No, sometimes you just have to sit and picture yourself there.
In their shoes.
Yes, because you're here, you're facing a lot. Talk more of the girls out there in other states. Like, most of the times you will try to picture it and girl, you can't. Because at some point for them, they feel you are here, you are
Enjoying. You are living life.
That there are still people here, some girls here who still face
that
what they are
trauma.
facing, right?
Yeah. And that is the sad truth.
So we've been talking about period poverty. So why don't we look at its effects on our daily life and education?
Okay.
So did you know that 1 in every 10 girls in Africa miss school during their period?
You don't say.
Oh my
I
god.
say-
I didn't know that.
I say so. Research say so.
And it's true. It happens.
Yeah, that's actually the
That's about 4 to 5 days in a month just because of menstruation.
something that is natural.
Oh, it's natural.
I'm going to miss school for something that is natural. Like,
So if we do a little calculation, if we say 5 days a month, that's 1 school week.
yes.
That is for every term, that is 3 weeks.
Yep.
Then for every school session where we have 3 terms in a year, that's 9 weeks, sometimes totally up to 12 weeks. And 12 weeks is approximately an entire school term.
Seriously?
Obviously, we know 12, we have 3 months for our schooling every day, and 12 weeks is approximately 3 months.
Wow.
Imagine
Imagine
just
the
because
test
for
for
the
the
three-
exams.
Yes, the revision
Yeah.
class.
Paying for
that
the
I
3
love.
terms, but only attending 2 terms.
Then your money is also wasted.
Thank you.
that's just the same thing.
Because of something as natural as menstruation.
And you know the funny thing in many schools, when you go to the school shop, they don't sell pads.
That's very true.
you can find textbooks.
You don't
You
have
can find
access.
Coke,
You can
biscuits.
find-
Yeah, thank you. Coke,
can find
biscuits.
it
But you
there. You can
cannot
find-
find an essential thing. Pad. You can't find it there.
Exactly. And it's so painful that you pay for a school and they don't sell things like that in the school shop, right?
Yes.
And it's very difficult for girls to go through school. Then
Cope.
when it's filled up, then she starts smelling and it becomes uncomfortable for her. So
Obvious.
in the school shop, there is no pads. There is no access to sanitary pads in the school shop.
Sometimes it's not about your pad being full.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes when one pad for an entirety of 7 hours
Yes.
actually becomes irritating
Yes.
and actually
Skin
makes a girl
irritation.
uncomfortable. Imagine there is no pad in school for you to change, or imagine that there is no clean space for you to change,
Or clean water.
or clean water for that matter. This actually causes a lot of discomfort for most girls.
Yes.
They can't sit in class.
I relate to
because-
that. There's a point in my life where I had to I wasn't comfortable. I was just there, just sitting on my chair
sorry.
like this, to a point where they were like, Rachel, are you okay? What's happening to you? I was like, I'm fine. I'm
And you have
fine.
to-
And I was not fine. Yes, I was not fine
At all.
and at some point it was embarrassing. Me, I love moving around. I'm a social kind of person. I love moving, I love relating, and at some point I'm stuck on a chair, very uncomfortable, just sitting and and they're like,
Just- you're
Rachel,
just
this
there.
is not you.
Yes.
This is not
and
you.
then we're
And-
forced to endure what we're supposed to speak on. And
Yes.
We're told manage. It's normal.
I
Manage.
don't want to manage.
Yes.
I don't want to manage. I want to have it at the fullest. I just want it everywhere I go to. I want to see sanitary pad everywhere. I need a clean space. I need a private space where I can change. You don't tell me to manage for something that is natural.
can you imagine what other girls in other
Rural
rural
areas are facing.
It's not
And
a
this is
small
town.
joke.
This is Abuja.
I'm telling you.
Not city.
It also leads to bullying and embarrassment.
Thank you very much.
Embarrassment.
For you feeling ashamed.
They may not even talk, but the facial
expression.
expressions.
Yes.
You just be
that-
there and be like, and they're saying, shift.
You can't even go to a public gathering and join them to have a conversation.
Yes, Louisa, you're 100% right. You know, there's a level where you get bullied and embarrassed that you can't even show your face.
Next morning it's time for school. Be like, oh God, I'm going to school today.
It's Monday again.
Well,
This is caused by period poverty.
Yeah.
If only we had the right information, if only we have
Access to sanitary pads, tampons, other things, clean water. Thank you very much. How can you waste
Believe me,
one?
if all these
use
things are
one
put in
five to
place,
buy pad.
we wouldn't have to be ashamed. We wouldn't have to be embarrassed about something as natural
We
as
don't have to face
menstruation.
period poverty.
And you're even saying it's 1.5. In most places, it's 2.5, 3.5 for a pad.
Don't forget it affects your self-esteem.
Exactly.
Do you know how long it takes to build self-esteem? You know.
Then
You in the middle and you are like, I can do this.
Okay.
I can do this.
Okay.
I can do this. And boom, someone comes from nowhere and says, you can't do it.
After all, I can do it.
After all my practice.
I can do it.
After
I can
all
do
my
it.
girl,
I can
you can do it. After all my hit
Pep
the
talk,
nail
pep
on
talk.
the head.
Giving yourself pep talk. Someone just comes and
And some just
It's not important.
Oh, please go outside. You don't belong here.
oh my God, I'll never go there again.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Because when a girl misses school for something as natural as she can't control, it's a problem that we should all care about. When I say all, I mean the entire population of this world.
Yeah.
And you know that some countries put taxes on pads. Such as even Nigeria put tax on pads. And there are countries who actually give pads for free. Then why am I buying pad?
Why is Nigeria even left out in the first place?
Well,
It's so sad that there are taxes on something that is so essential for every girl to have. Having taxes like it's some luxurious item.
It's a basic need for crying out loud.
Well, you know, my money is not for buying pad. My money is for buying biscuits
And sweet.
As
Thank
a
you.
student,
Yes.
right now loud.
Imagine you want to use your allowance, and maybe, for instance, your allowance is like 5,000 naira. Then imagine you now using your own money to buy pad every month. How much do you now
use
have
for
to buy your
yourself?
own sweets, your own biscuits, your own things that you want to use as a girl?
kindly.
Well, just be left
Expensive.
in the dark, like I say.
Then you have to endure, and you need this. It's so essential that every girl needs this. Then you are making it so expensive that girls can't even afford.
Yeah. You know, period conversations in Nigeria just stop at hygiene. They just keep saying hygiene, hygiene, hygiene. But they're not telling you the real truth. There is more to it. There is more to hygiene. Rather than them saying, take your bath regularly, you need to be clean, you need to be this. There is more to it. But hygiene is not enough. And honestly, it can become discriminating because you're making me feel like just
You're making me feel dirty.
you're discriminating me, you're making me feel inferior. And that is not supposed to be.
That's not right.
Yes.
That's not right.
You know, we need to talk about why and how we need to shift the conversation from cleanliness to dignity, equity, and rights. And that is why we need access to pads and make sure that pad is not a luxury, but a basic need. Okay, let's dive into something. We know we are all economic students, right?
Yes.
Now, we know we have wants and we have needs. Please, where do you think pad is?
Of course, needs.
Exactly.
Obvious.
It's a basic need which we all need.
Basic need.
You know, I'm so happy that all of us have this understanding that menstrual products, clean toilets, information is our basic need. But why do you think it is still charged as a luxury good?
I feel girls don't speak up enough because many girls are always whispering. Then how do you expect others to actually take
To know what
your
you're
situation
feeling.
seriously? If I'm passing through something, if I'm having, for instance, headache, and I don't talk about it, if there was nobody talking about headache, do you think there'll be something like paracetamol?
I'm not sure.
Thank you.
I'm not sure.
So you need to talk about something as menstruation so they will know that.
so that they'll know
What
that.
you're feeling, though, like understand what you're
They'll
feeling.
say, okay, this thing is expensive, and girls are talking about it. Girls are not keeping quiet. Girls are talking. Girls, and they'll definitely get tired and be like, okay, we'll make.
Let's just answer them.
Yeah.
Let's just
Let's
answer
just
them.
as long as
let's just
just
make
answer
their
them.
needs
Yes.
available for them.
Pressure. We'll keep on pressure.
So if girls actually speak on it, actually voice out, then there will definitely be, because they're actually solutions. But if you don't talk, then how would they be actions provided, right?
Definitely.
So I want girls out there, yes, you girl, I am talking to you. I want you to know that menstrual dignity means you're free from shame, you're free from stigma, and you're also free from suffering.
So we've been talking and talking and talking. What do you all think needs to change? So what do we do? For me, I think free and subsidized pads in schools and communities should be placed, should be worked on. In fact, just like
Definitely.
just
I'm
as
a
we all
student.
said.
Why am I paying for pad? I'm not working.
Yeah.
Why am I buying pads every month when I'm not working? You're not the one giving me money.
Thank you.
That's obvious.
Yes.
Just as we all said, why am I using my money to buy pad? In fact, my money is for things like we all said, sweet and
Candy.
biscuits.
Yes.
There are some countries, even in Africa, that gives out pads. Like,
So why is Nigeria left out?
thank you.
Oh, we're catching up, but then
We need more.
we need
change.
More
Yeah.
names and more effort.
Yes, exactly. And there should also be education to boys, right?
Yes.
Boys should also be taught. They shouldn't be left out of the conversation.
Yep.
When they want to talk about it, when teachers eventually, maybe a teacher wants to now talk on it, because not all schools, teachers don't really talk about it, right?
Yes.
But if a teacher actually wants to talk about it, then they should also put boys in the conversation.
Yep. No one is left out.
Because they have sisters as well. They have a mom. They have, when they grow up, they're definitely going to get married as well.
have daughters.
Yes.
To me, I feel that if boys are educated, they will know what we feel. And like, let me say now, you don't have a pad, but your pad is full. So like, please, I don't have a pad. Can you help me with some? Someone, a boy can actually run to a nearby store and get you a pad.
Yeah.
And they will not be hiding and say, please, I want to get a pad. They will, please, I'm here to buy pad. Give me pad. They should say it like it's
We're
nothing.
talking about boys. Have we talked about our brothers? Tell brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, at some point, I usually think about girls like us who are in the IDP camps. You know, they have to think about fending for themselves and also money to buy food, sanitary products, and that is not good.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was reading an article. I think I was reading an article last week, and a footballer in one of the African countries, she said that the country puts taxes on pads. So pads
so
are very
painful.
expensive. So she said whenever they go for camps, she would have to, unfortunately, she would have to steal
Oh no.
from others that actually have money to buy it. And she said since she doesn't have enough money to buy pads, she would, whenever she's on her menstruation, she would tell her coach that she's not feeling too well.
Oh my
That
God.
I'm not feeling too well. Then she would have to say she's sick. And imagine you having a very big opportunity.
World Cup.
Imagine
You have to miss it because of
Then-
something so natural.
Then you have to stay home and miss that opportunity because of something like this. Because pads are now very, very expensive. We can talk about fuel. We can talk about other things. But what about pads? Pads are, I don't even know how many times you see pads on the news.
Like, they always talk fuel subsidy.
Thank you for
Fuel
raising that
subsidy.
point. Like,
Pad
I can't remember
subsidy.
when last I saw a sanitary products on TV or on a billboard.
Thank you. They're always talking about fuel.
Yes.
Fuel.
I have never seen it. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Because I have
Yes,
never seen it.
Not seen it. Believe me, girl, I have not seen it.
Hmm.
And you know, one thing that we need to be aware of is that if we don't keep speaking, if we don't keep coming out to say, girls, this is
No.
what we face, we are going to be pushed aside.
Yes. And we'll be left out of the conversation.
Won't be heard.
Mhm.
No one will even think of, oh, there are girls who need this.
Someone's
There-
talking.
Permit me to say, they may even forget that girls menstruate.
Yeah.
Because if you're not coming out to say, we need pad, we are lacking pads.
Thank
No,
you.
we should be
Speak
like,
up. We shouldn't be afraid.
There
It's
is food.
enough.
Okay, yeah, there was something that girls normally do. No,
Yes.
what was it again?
what was that?
menstruation.
Yes.
We'll just be lost, nowhere to be found, and
Like,
we're just there.
And it's so sad and difficult,
thank
you know?
you.
And I think we should have policy changes that prioritize menstruation as a health issue.
Exactly.
Because if our leaders don't think about us, who is going to think about us?
That's it.
That's just That to tell them that we're there because of neglecting us means neglecting half of the population of this world.
Yes, girl.
That's
We are everywhere in the world. Girls are
say girl.
in the
Look right, you
world,
say girl.
So we're everywhere, girls. We are everywhere. So if they're neglecting us, that means they're neglecting
They
the
should stop
world.
treating it like it's a girl's issue, it's a national issue, it's
It's for
everybody's
everyone.
issue.
Worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide issue.
You guys are very intelligent and I've learned a whole lot
Same
about
here.
period poverty. And I also believe there needs to be change. There should be accessible pads in schools, even in church,
Institutions.
yes,
Organizations, companies, banks. Yes, they need to be
Pad
pads
and
there.
keep.
Yes, that if you go to organization or even an institution, you will know that okay, I'm going there. No, there's no need for me to even carry. I know that if I walk up to the toilet, I'll see one there.
Start in one corner with
And there should also be bins, right? There should be bins.
Yes.
There should be towels, even necessary things like water as well.
Yes,
and
clean
it should
water,
also be
clean space
sold
to
in
change.
schools.
Thank you.
Pads should
Not
also
just-
be sold in schools at an affordable price. That
It
everyone
shouldn't
can
be
afford.
sold in schools. It should be
distributed out
distributed
in
in schools. Yes.
Thank you for reminding
Very
me.
wonderful thing.
Thank
Kaya.
you. Because we also have to think about other girls who live in rural areas. They are not left aside as well.
That's it. That's
Because if girls in the city or in towns actually face this, then
finding it hard to buy a pad in the
then
rural
what happens
areas.
to others?
That's
So girls, in one word, we're saying we need pads. We need the right and accurate information.
Yes.
We need a safe space and a private space.
Yes. Please. Clean water as well.
We need it.
And it's not a joking matter. We're
Yes.
very
Yeah, we are
serious.
They're very
When we're
serious.
smiling, we are really,
Information
really,
passing
really
by.
serious.
No, we're serious.
Yes.
Forget
At our faces, we're not more smiling.
smile. We are serious.
So leaders and NGOs, people should please make pads affordable for girls. Because girls as young as 9 also see their menstruation,
That's
right?
it.
Yes.
And we don't work.
Where do you want
So-
us to work?
Get
Where do you
the
want
money.
us to work?
So we need those things. They are very essential. They are basic needs that every girl should have access to.
Yes.
Whether rural, no rural, town, city, anywhere, it should be
should be,
accessible for every
That's just-
girl child.
Thank you.
That's the plain truth.
Yes, the
Nothing
plain
more.
truth. So that brings us to the end of another important episode on the Red Dot Podcast.
I actually don't want to go.
Even
We are keep on talking and talking and talking. But
Our time.
Yeah, but time's not on our side.
Let us continue.
Yes. Okay, let's continue.
Let us continue.
Yeah, I think
let's continue. I want to continue. I want to remain here.
That
I
means
don't
you have
want to-
something else. You have something to share. So,
I'll get right.
I'm serious now. See, people that want to say. Anyways, let's continue.
Yes.
So period poverty is real, but it is also solvable. Every girl deserves to manage her period with pride, not pain, with dignity, not shame, and with access, not excuses. Let's keep talking, keep pushing, and keep demanding more, because menstrual health is a right, not a privilege. Join us next time as we explore cultural beliefs and menstrual practices. A deep dive. Until then,
Stay strong, stay loud, and stay informed. Bye. Make sure you like.
You need to like,
subscribe,
yeah.
to share, you need to comment on this.
Do not
Red
forget.
Dot
Don't
Podcast.
forget. Okay. Bye.
but we're serious, engaged.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Shame, oh, you shine so bright. Period power, own your light. Period power, own your